Good morning, everybody. We are live. It's Mark Nathan and Mike Gelb, the co-producers of the Consumer VC Summit, and we are going to be talking today about what that means for you and how we can help you understand what it's going to be like to come to our summit on February 23rd to the 25th of this year. Really appreciate you joining us. We are really jazzed about this program. We've got some really fabulous speakers, top-notch in their industry, to really understand the trends and the focus of what the future of retail and the future of e-commerce is going to look like for companies like yours. It's not just startups, it's also the investors. Investors also they need a crystal ball, and they're going to help find and polish that crystal ball at our summit. So Mike, do you have anything to add? You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. So this one, if you happen to remember, I know we probably promoted the heck out of it last September, but our first summit was about CPG. So that was in October, and this is our second one, which we're really excited to team up for. And this is going to focus on e-commerce and future retail for brands. So, and as well as distribution. So what are maybe some unique distribution strategies for brands? What are some interesting takes? One panel I'm really excited about is about curation and how do you try on products online? What really successful brands are doing, especially in like the personal care, beverage, and also apparel spaces. So that's one that I'm particularly really excited about. Other ones as well, like we're going to be looking at like back-end infrastructure for e-commerce. Reminds me kind of a conversation when it comes to back-end infrastructure that I had with Vincent Diallo and Joe Sartre, who are two investors that I really admire, who just talked about how the e-commerce experience is pretty boring. And it's not something I actually really focused on or really thought about, but the experience on Amazon is pretty dull. Even like the Shopify experience, everyone, it kind of seems like all Shopify sites kind of look the same. So what's the future to make e-commerce more exciting and interesting? So one area we're exploring is headless commerce. We have two investors and one founder that are really focused on that area. And then also looking at as well future of retail. Due to COVID, I know we've seen tremendous amount of disruption for retail. And so what does that actually look like on the commercial real estate side of things? What does that look like as well? Innovative new retail concepts like Beta and Neighborhood Goods and
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot, yeah. So it's gonna be a mix of a bit broader this time maybe than last time in terms of what we're gonna cover, but it's gonna be really fun. It's 3 days. There's also going to be networking events in the evenings for folks to mingle and meet founders meeting founders, investors meeting investors, founders meeting investors. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We have a lot of things planned. Going to be about 7 panels a day. Mark, what do you have to add?
Well, look, 7 panels a day sitting in front of a computer, that's going to be very intense. And we know that, and that's the way it goes. One of the greatest things about, and I guess it's a silver lining of all these virtual conferences now, is that you'll have the ability to actually watch the panels that you aren't able to attend offline when we're done with the panel itself. So if you want to attend live and be able to participate in Q&A, you show up. And if you want to watch what all the fabulous speakers are saying afterward, that's available to you. That's one thing that we're really excited about. And as you mentioned, and something that I think is critically important, something that's very near and dear to my heart is the networking. We're going to have both sponsored networking and free networking available for all of our attendees, whereas you can meet not only the speakers, but other attendees that are almost in your same shoes and hopefully build relationships, create business development conversations, talk about cross-selling and cross-promotion. This is a conference that's a very specific niche for early stage and growth stage e-commerce and retail companies that are really all just trying to figure it out. The whole world has changed. We all know that. We're trying to figure out how to make it better and how to make it work for you.
We're also going to be exploring a little bit too from an international lens in terms of e-commerce. Like China, for example, is pretty far ahead of the United States in a lot of various verticals.
Especially on mobile.
Especially on mobile, exactly. So we're going to be hearing from we're going to have either a panel or a fireside chat with some professionals that are focused, really focused on that area. And as well, we're trying to organize also a European panel where we can see some of the differences between the European landscape when it comes to future of commerce and retail, as opposed to the U.S. one. So we're particularly excited as well about those two. Should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And I think it's fair to say that, the internet has made the world a much smaller place, and e-commerce can come from anywhere, whether it's China, Europe, India, Africa, South America. It all doesn't really matter now because you're just in front of your screen, and we're able to help encapsulate that in these panels and really discuss what that means for the global landscape. So once again, we've got an incredible lineup of speakers, mostly VCs, but also a lot of brand leaders and thought leaders in the space. We're going to have some really interesting mentoring sessions where some of those speakers will be available to meet one-on-one with qualified startups to really get an understanding of what the business is doing. It's not necessarily to pitch them in the traditional sense, but it's really just to understand what the investors are looking for in this space so that the startup brands themselves can get a little smarter when they're pitching to real VCs.
Totally. Absolutely. So it should be a heck of a lot of fun. If you happen to attend the last one, we got some great reviews from founders and from investors from that. We're really trying to help bring this community together, bring founders, investors together, bring founders and founders together. So we really hope, if this is an area of interest, if you're interested in retail innovation, if you're interested in e-commerce, if you're interested in consumer products, this might be the event for you. It's going to be February 23rd through 25th. So in about a month here, and we're over the moon. We're super excited about this.
And I think it's fair to say that Mike and I have never met in person, but we've been on the phone and through Zoom calls for months now, and we really enjoy working together, and we really try to figure out exactly who should be there and how do we serve them best. And I think that from the consideration of Mike and myself, our interests is aligned with yours, with our attendees. We want to make sure you're getting something out of this, and we want to make sure you're getting something valuable out of the meetings you're going to have and the things you're going to learn from this panel.
Absolutely. And I think we just had a couple folks just join as well, so we can maybe reset and just repeat a little bit. But Mark and I are organizing a conference. It's going to be February 23rd through 25th about future of retail, innovation, and e-commerce. So it's 3 days. This is going to be about 7 or 8 panels a day around consumer products, e-commerce, and future of retail. Those 3 categories, and we're also going to be organizing networking events in the evenings. So founders can be founders, investors can be founders, and investors can be investors. What we're also doing, this is our second rodeo per se.
Right.
Our first one was back in October, where we focused on CPG. We're broadening out a little bit to also focus on what the next wave is or trend is on e-commerce infrastructure, how to make the experience much better, and of course what the future of retail, how founders are thinking about the future of retail. So this should be a lot of fun. Go to summit.theconsumervc.com and check out more in terms of who we have speaking. This should be I really can't wait. This should be great.
I hope we're showing that we're very jazzed about this, because we are. This is going to be a really, really, really well thought out, well positioned program specifically to help you see around corners. That's the bottom line. Nobody knows what the future holds, but some people have an idea of what it should look like. And the people that are going to be at this conference are going to be the ones shaping it. So that's where you want to be. You want to be right at the heart of innovation. And that's why we're so excited about being able to put all these people together. And they're excited too. I mean, we've got a lot of very positive comments about what the last one looked like and what this one will look like, and how it's going to help our clients and really our audience understand what the future of retail really should be and how do you build it themselves. Totally.
So I mean, exactly. We're super stoked. We're really, really excited, and we can't wait to see you all there. So go and check out summit.theconsumervc.com to learn more. And this is great, Mark. This is great. I think we touched on everything.
Pleasure. That's why I like working with you. You're a pro.
No, you are. Thanks. Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you.